Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Easy, most known unknown Easy O. So, mm, 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 mm. Back at y'all again. It is Friday, January 16th, 365 day drop. Coming back at y'all again. As always, appreciate y'all checking out my work. Uh, I wanted to touch on something real quick. As which is why I drop most of the time, just to touch on something. Oh, but I wanted to touch on this DJ Academics and Samaya thing. And I kind of talked about it already with Natalie Nunn and his baddie culture. And I mean, over the years, throughout these years nowadays, I would figure we would kind of start seeing the pattern. I don't know if everybody has caught on to it and stuff like that. But you start to see a pattern with the women, right? High standards. And I'm not saying all women. It's actually probably a very minute number of women. But you see them more than the women that have the regular standards. So you start to think almost every woman out there do it. Just like you automatically think every man out there nowadays, because it's what you see, gonna give up money in exchange for your time, or really time nowadays. It used to be exchange for the good stuff. For the most part, I ain't gonna hold you. But now it's just exchange for money. So I think we get that perception about both genders, and that's not the case. Uh, in most cases, the it's very small number of people doing it, but the majority of what you see out there is people doing it. So, or on the internet, the majority of what you see out there is people doing it. So you start to believe that that's the way it is. Just like when you tell women, you can ask them the question of, do you think men prefer natural or uh, like a BBL, or something like that. And I think for the most part, because I've seen a couple of videos on it, I also that women say BBL, but I think that's more clickbaitish, when I see those videos, because there's no way that every woman you ask is gonna be like, oh, they want a BBL or they want a done up body and stuff like that. Because if you ask women, if you ask young women, maybe you get that response more often. But if you ask older women, maybe like later 20s on up, most of them will know that a man want natural bodies. But it's the perception out there that people put out there that, oh, men want, the perfect type of body and stuff like that. And which is funny because BBLs don't even make the perfect type of body. Most of y'all look terrible with a BBL. Most of y'all. Uh, and I know any girl that I've ever heard like want plastic surgery or anything like that, I always tell them, no, you good the way you is. You might not get as much attention, with the way you is, but you good the way you is. You don't need that plastic surgery bull or anything like that. Like, it don't do nothing. It make it worse, to be honest. I have not seen really any person where it made it better to get a BBL, to get implant. I mean, some people it worked out for as far as the implants. Botox, none of that. I knew people that wanted to get Botox, and it's like, why? Oh, so I could make, my lips look bigger. And I'm like, trust me, if you get it and it happens and it messes it up, now you just person with some messed up lips, and it ain't have to be like that. So I tell girls all the time, don't change your body. Your body is fine the way it is. Like I told, if anything, if you want to change stuff, then just, I guess, go to the gym. Go to the gym. The gym will be better for you. You know what I'm saying? As far as everything goes, man. Yeah, but so I was looking at DJ Academics and Samaya going back and forth. So she's supposed to be a streamer. He's saying that she's an escort, for hire essentially. And the biggest reason why I wanted to talk about this one is because girls like her, and I'm not even saying maybe she might be a streamer, but the women that she had around her, right? They do a lot of what the same, like I said, the women you see on the internet do. They always claim that they want somebody uh, that makes a certain amount, that does a certain amount of stuff and stuff like that. And, you know, seeing that, like asking, and then women have an unrealistic expectations, right? So there was a stream that was shown where she's on the stream and she's asking her friends, and she responds herself as well. Uh, you know, what's your ideal kind of man? Like, what do you think he should make a year, or what do you think he just should make in general? And of course, they respond with, "Oh, he need to be making a meal a year, or 100,000 a month, and just some other stuff, just expectations that all these women seem to keep getting from being around, I guess, around those type of men, or not even being around. It's just it comes with high expectations, but in all reality, when they say that type of stuff, because it's like, oh my god, bro, when they say that type of stuff, it's not even the case. Like, there's not even that many guys out here known that makes that much money a month. Not many guys. I mean, you might have, no, I ain't gonna say, like, maybe 1% of guys that make that type of money a month. And if they do make it a month, and it just all depends on what they doing. Because the only people I really know who make that a month is the known tech giants and stuff like that. And that's with a corporation. That's not just by themselves. And dealers. You know what I'm saying? If they big enough. So there's not even rappers make that a month. And you can check a lot of these rappers' net worth. They don't make that a month. They don't make that a month. So here's what I say, right? And this is how you can kind of tell. And Wiz Khalifa said this before. He doesn't do a show for under, I think, 130K. So he hasn't been doing shows. But you know why he ain't been doing shows and stuff like that? And you know why he hold himself at that price? Because that's the price he came in on. So he's not going to accept anything less. Now, even with him doing like one show for 100 and some change, right? You still got bills to pay. So that 100 ain't really even 100, from the show. You don't get all of that money. So even if you made 130K, let's say for a show, one show, made 130K, you still got to pay taxes on that 130K. It ain't just yours alone, but that's the majority of the money is for you. But you're not making 100K every month. I'm telling you, rappers ain't really bringing that in like that. People ain't bringing that in like that. The majority of people aren't bringing in that type of money like that. You know why I know? Because there's still people that even make six figures a year and still living paycheck to paycheck. So there's not people bringing in money like that. So with her and these ladies, They speaking on something that they feel is out there because they've been around people who got money or who could make the perception of, oh, I got money. And they take that for meaning in general. So they see it and now they want it in general. And it's like, how do you come up with these? And the funniest part is it only got to be one time. One time they see some stuff that they ain't seen before. So one time to get invited to the yacht party. One time to get invited on the helicopter. One time to get invited on the PJ. One time of probably sheer luck. Because you pretty much got to know somebody to know somebody to know somebody to get in there. And so one time taking you to a restaurant where you don't really even got to have a menu. You just order what you want. Or something like that. Like one time riding in a Jag or Rolls or Porsche or something, like one time, and a woman, like I said, it's not majority, but women in a minority of cases start to feel like that's where it is for me. That's where I need to be. And even some women that don't even get that treatment just automatically say, I deserve that treatment. They don't even get the treatment. They just feel like they deserve the treatment. Right? If you ever meet a girl and I say from the hood, in the depths of the hood, or even just some regular women where you just know that they probably ain't really seen much. If you meet a woman and she say, man, like you want to take her out and everything like that, so you ask her out, you want to take her out, you know what I'm saying? And like the Cheesecake Factory situation, where Buddy was, trying to take the girl out, and he wanted to do things with her, he wanted to have fun, wanted to get to know her, so he take her to the Cheesecake Factory, or he attempts to take her to the Cheesecake Factory, and she complains about it and goes online with it and essentially says, like, you think I'm Cheesecake Factory? That's what I'm worth and stuff like that on a first date? Yeah. And that's actually being very generous to most men. You know what I'm saying? Could have took you somewhat way smaller than that. Sure. Olive Garden for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would have answered with that. Yeah, you more of an Olive Garden type. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to take you there. And it's just like, they get this perception in their mind of, I'm here. You can't even see my hand no more. I'm here. You're acting here. I need you to come up here where I'm at. But you've never been up here. You've somewhere where you can be visible. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but it only take one time or no times, and it just, you try to create a standard that's never was there with any guy. So women start to see, like, women online being like, oh, you don't have them take you here unless you think you less of a woman and stuff. Like, don't have them take you there. Don't do this. Don't do that. And so, like you see, I done seen women ask for, oh man, you take me out on the first date, Ruth Chris. Where's Ruth Chris? What have you had from Ruth Chris? When is the last time you've been there? Where's the Ruth Chris around you? Because I know it don't exist around you, because there's not many Ruth Chris out there. You just mentioning a name and you think you're supposed to get taken there. Why? Because you're a woman? I don't even go there. So if the person making the money doesn't go there, what make you think you deserve to go there? And naturally, men, I think more times today, and it's still a minute amount of men, they try to match what the woman wants so they can get the woman. Coming up, even as square as I am, coming up, I knew that wasn't gonna never be the way. Woman will never respect you if you just give money, if you just throw money at her. She'll tolerate you, but she ain't gonna never respect you. You never gonna get no respect throwing money at a woman. Never. And And if she will allow you to throw money at her, she not for you. I can tell you that guaranteed. Most women that really care and really want to be with you and really want to get to know you and want to understand you and want to be a part of your life, they're gonna say, "Yo, you don't have to do that. I don't need that." And it's not a independent woman thing. It's just like, I don't need that stuff. You know what I'm saying? The companionship, the understanding, the love, all that stuff. That's the stuff I need. I don't care about the money that you have. But if you meet a woman that just take from you, take from you, and expect even more every time, it's got to be different. It's got to be, up in everything. Not the woman for you. So watching these women express how much money a man need to make for them to even mess with him, it's just like, so one of them said, I believe they said he either got to make $1 million a year or $1 million like every month. But I'm gonna go with the more reasonable one of $1 million a year. But see, when you're saying that, you got to think about the situation you're in, right? So you on a stream. It's 4 of y'all on a stream being asked a simple question, a bad stream at that. Wasn't like it was a great stream, like everything was phenomenal in the background. It was a small room and an apartment of 4 women, right? 4 women, small room, apartment, streaming quality was not up to par, right? And you're being asked a question, right? Well, you should be more reasonable about it, but you choose not to be. Hey, your prerogative. I'm not mad at you for not being the way you should be. I'm not mad at you, right? So, but it's 4 of you. And the reason why I'm stating 4, because you can see where your status is. So you're saying what you want, but your status does not reflect that. Your status does not reflect that. Because you've been on a yacht, don't make a difference. That wasn't your yacht. Because you've been on a PJ, if you've been on a PJ, it doesn't make a difference. That wasn't your PJ. Hell, that probably wasn't their PJ that you was on the PJ with, right? You've been into the fancy restaurants, the fancy hotels and stuff like that. That wasn't your hotel. That probably wasn't even your room. That probably wasn't your car. So you've been to these places, or you've been in these vehicles, or you've been in this, this restaurant, hotel, whatever have you, but it's not yours and you didn't pay for it. So when you start to get these high expectations, they're coming from a place of, oh, I've experienced it, but I don't have the qualifications for it. I will most likely not have that experience again. It's like a coke high. It's like a coke high. It's like a weed high from the first time. It's like that adrenaline rush. You want to feel that. The reason I say coke or crack, I guess you could say crack. Like sometimes when people get addicted to it, they want to feel that first high again. They want to get back to that first high. And I think that's what women feel nowadays. They feel those endorphins hit when they see different things. And so they believe this is where I wanted to be. But that was like a once in a lifetime opportunity. You should take that opportunity and be happy that it happened. But instead, they take that opportunity as, oh, this has got to be the standard from now on. You got lucky you got to see that. I'm gonna be honest. And I think that's where women fall short. They don't consider themselves lucky to be in those positions. Now, whether you're an escort or not, hey, that's on you. If you want to call yourself, like she said, she was a streamer, and Ack was telling her she was an escort, it's all about how you see the world. But your expectations got to match your life. That's where y'all need to come down to. Because naturally, you might just living in a 2-bedroom co-op apartment with each other, talking about my man need to make $1 million a year. When you probably make, I don't even know, bro. But I know you ain't at no $1 million a year. I know you ain't matching nothing. And men don't really care about that. But I know you can't bark at me the same standards that you can't even afford to do yourself. That's all I'm saying. You can't tell me, oh, I need to be taken care of. I need this, I need that, I need to be given the world. And you never experience the world in that facet other than a lucky trip somewhere. And yes, Mars is going to simp on you. So you automatically assume that if this mod, this rapper, this ball player, these people will simp on me, I'm going to need guys to simp on me forever. But that's not logical. Yeah, he might have simped on you. Yeah, you might have got lucky with this guy, that guy. And notice that it's usually somebody in sports or entertainment that'll do that for you. You're never going to meet a guy that is a tech guy or something like that that's just going to come scoop you up and show you the lavish life and all that stuff without him knowing that he don't get women without showing his money. Because I promise you, they don't think about y'all like that. And so it's just the standard is going through the roof for women nowadays. The minute number of women, but what you see on the internet, a majority, those are the ones talking about these high standards where it's not gonna happen, but you're gonna put it out there as if it will. You gotta have more realistic expectations, and you gotta understand that if you are in these situations where you're able to spend these get these experiences through these different people and stuff like that, yeah, you might be an escort. You might be an escort, and in the different fashions of the word, you probably are an escort, and you here for a short time and a good time, or a good time and a short time, whatever you want to say, however you want to phrase it. That's where you at with it, and know that can't be your lifestyle just because you've seen it once. Like I said, mods get high for the first time and they want to reach that high again. And guess what? It never happens. So don't compare your lifestyle to a crack habit, to a coke habit. Don't compare your lifestyle to that type of stuff. Right? Don't compare your lifestyle to the rush, to the next high. Don't do that, because you're going to wind up in a place where you feel like you should be, or where you feel like you shouldn't be, because of where you want to be. Understand that escort life don't lead to nothing really good. Eventually, you ain't going to be able to do the stuff that you do. So if you've been on a yacht before, appreciate that you've been on a yacht before. If you've been on a PJ before, appreciate you've been on a PJ before. Because it might not ever happen again. And that's just my take on the thing with DJ Ak and Samaya. I know I ain't really explained too much, but I just want to say people got to bring their standards into reality. Not the internet, not the social media life. Bring your standards into reality. And this is your boy, Easy Most Known Unknown, Easy Old Soul. I'm out, y'all.